So the next movement sequence in our series of events is around the thoracic spine, which means the upper back, the upper part from here to around here of the spine. We want to look at also opening up the chest and the shoulders. So the intention behind this movement sequence is to find ease in this area, to relieve some of the tightness and the strain and the stress that often comes about from when we're sitting at a desk working on a computer. Our shoulders tend to become more hunched, or if you're in a job that's driving, or maybe you're on your phone, we tend to start drawing down inwards and our head starts to come forward. Also, I know a few of us have quite a lot of tightness in our shoulders, and then as we lift our arms up, the more tight we are in our shoulders and we lift our arms up, we start to put strain on the tendons and the little bursa, the cushion sacs in the shoulder joint. And so our upper arm, the humerus bone, and the shoulder joint is a very shallow joint, and we want this bone here to sit down nicely in its socket so that it's able to glide nicely in the actual shoulder joint. For a lot of us, if we've been quite stressed or we've got tension or anything that causes us to create tightness in our chest, we find this particular bone sitting forward and usually slightly up. And so then as you lift your shoulder or your arm up above your head, you start rubbing on this little bursa sac and placing constant tension on the tendons that run into this shoulder joint, and therefore you end up with a lot of inflammation. So the idea behind this little flow sequence as a warm-up is to open up the shoulders and create openness in the shoulder joint, allowing the chest to really feel free. And also, it's really calming and very soothing. It's a great flow sequence to do at the end of the day or even in the morning. I like to do it in the morning. Sometimes we sleep a little funny on our pillows and we'll wake up and we feel a little bit stiff and kind of all closed in. And so this is a really nice sequence to do that. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is, if you feel like you are quite tight in your neck and you may need a cushion, grab a cushion so that you can use it between your head and the floor for support. I will show you how to do that in a moment, to use the cushion in a moment. So coming down onto your side. So as I mentioned, today we're breaking down the movement nice and slow. We will do it on both sides, and then we'll put it together with music and flow it as a nice sequence. So lying on your side, tucking your knees in, stacking your hips above each other. You want to also have your hands stacked together and your arm out at shoulder height. Your palms are closing together. So here's where you may even want a cushion. You may want the cushion over your head. It does make it a little bit harder to do the movement, but however, if you feel more supported with the cushion there, you're welcome to do that. I prefer without the cushion, so but just showing you that you can use a cushion if you would like. So again, to recap, we're going to stack our arms together, one on top of the other. And then, I'm just making sure we can see in the video what I'm going to be doing. So we go in sets of 3. So I like to do sets of 3 because the first one is allowing us to connect with the movement. The third one is to sort of gain a perspective, oh yeah, that's what we're meant to be doing. And the third one, I find I'm really tuned into the actual movement, and that's where I gain the deepest sense of relief. You can do more, of course, or you can do less. It's totally fine. There is no set requisite of what you have to do in terms of numbers. So let's lie down. Remember our sets of 3. So we're going to glide the top hand past the bottom hand, really sort of reaching and opening up our shoulder. And then as we come back, we're drawing our hand along our forearm along the upper arm, over the chest, and then opening up into this nice T shape, spreading our fingers wide. You can either have your eyes towards the ceiling, or if you'd like to deepen a little bit of the stretch into the neck, you can turn your head slightly to the opposite arm. Coming back the same way, we're folding our elbow and then gliding along our forearm, back, right forward, and then come back to neutral. That completes one round. So as I mentioned, we're doing 3. So then we will slide again, draw all the way back, over the chest, open into a T, spreading the hands wide, turning your gaze over to the left side, or keep your gaze facing forward. Coming back again, folding. It's like a bow and arrow. So our third one, and then we're reaching forward and coming back to close. Our third one is hopefully now you're sort of connected in with the movement and you're creating a little more space. So reach forward, draw all the way back. It's very soothing and slow, taking your time. Turn your gaze. Come back and close. The next part of the movement is a combination. We're reaching forward, drawing back like we did in our bow and arrow, and then this hand is going to come over your head like a half circle all the way over. So you start with your palm facing up, and then when you get to around midway, your hand flips over and connects back with the hand on the bottom. So again, you would draw again on your second round, taking your gaze with you, open into the T shape, over the head, connecting with your hands. And your last one, reaching forward, drawing all the way back, opening up your chest, expanding through the shoulders, taking your hand up over your head and coming back to close. And your third one, your last part, completes the full movement where we reach forward, trace our hand along the floor in a circle above our head and opens up into the T shape. And closing again all the way back to center. So reaching forward, tracing the floor, flipping the hand halfway through, extend through the fingers, nice T shape, and closing all the way back with the hands connecting. So things you may notice when you're actually doing this is you may notice if you're very tight in your shoulders that your fingers don't trace nicely on the floor. And I remember when I first started this movement, as I was putting this movement together, perhaps about a year ago, I guess, I noticed my hand was like this. I could not reach the floor, right? So it's very tight in my shoulders. I tend to be more of a girl whose shoulders have turned in. That's a lot of childhood sort of, things coming in where I am shy and I curl myself in. So it's taken a lot for me to open up my shoulders. But as I've practiced this movement, I've noticed now how my hand now comes nicely on the floor and it can really stretch and feel with ease. So this has only come about because I have repeated this movement and practiced this movement quite a lot in my daily life. So if that's you, don't fear, allow yourself to still go through the range of movement and aiming to find new little pieces of space, right? So maybe today, it's like, I could touch my fingers. And once your fingers can touch, maybe you could stretch the hand out rather than straining the wrist, trying to extend your hand out. So again, maybe the hand's going a little bit further that way versus that way. And coming back. Now to do the other side, you would then roll your hand over, come all the way back into sort of what we call reclined butterfly. Your hands are extended, and take a moment here to just close down your eyes and allow yourself to breathe. And just notice the sensations. Notice the tingling feeling, the sense of connection back to your own body. Then to do the other side, so I'll be rolling now onto my back, and I'll just do one because it's very hard to hear obviously the camera if my voice is talking this way, but just doing one set on the other side so you can see what the opposite hand is meant to do. So to get to the other side, you would then close your hand, close your knees together and roll all the way over. Again, you're reaching forward, drawing your elbow all the way back and extend the fingers. Your head may be here facing towards the ceiling if that feels more nourishing to your body today, or maybe it feels nice on your neck to turn your gaze towards your finger. To come back, your elbow would bend and you slide it all the way back. You would repeat this 2 more times. So to do the next one, you would be rolling over to a bow and arrow. Your bid sequence then is to trace your fingers along the floor, flipping halfway and connecting. Your third part of the sequence is to reach forward, trace your fingers all the way back, gaze again as to the ceiling or over to your hand, stretching your fingers wide and trying to press your arms down into the floor. You want to feel this expansion and open in the chest. You're getting a stretch down through, right through into the hip and even across through the iliotibial band, the ITB band on the side of the leg. And then closing would be the same way, coming back the same way. Coming back out, elbow rolls, knees roll, you come back into your reclined butterfly pose, closing down your eyes and noticing the sensations. So allowing yourself a moment to just, when we're lying in this position, a chance to really connect back with yourself. So that is the demonstration for this sequence. Let's now put this together in a flow-like manner where I will guide you through 1 or 2 rounds for each of the flow sequence and then allow you to just enjoy the music and follow along. If you get stuck at any time, you can always have a quick look at the video, whatever you're using, whether it's your phone or your iPad or the TV, and then you can look at that for just a quick reference of where you're meant to be. You can go as slow as you like. You can pause, you can do more of each of the rounds. You can do it over and over if it's really beautiful, or you can just do it as a quick 5-minute flow to sort of ease any tightness in the chest, the neck and the thoracic spine along with the shoulders. So let's give it a go. So coming down, lying on your side, stacking your shoulders, stacking your hands, curling in your belly, reaching forward, drawing your hand over your chest, over the shoulders into your T shape. Coming back, sliding 2 more times, reach forward, drawing all the way back, opening into your T shape, and slide all the way back. Your third one, inhale as you reach forward and exhale into the movement. Inhale to come back, exhale to finish the movement. Your mid part, reach forward, draw all the way back, open into T, half circle over the head, and fingers complete. Again, 2 more times, reach forward, draw all the way back into your T, half circle over your head, and your last one, reach forward, draw all the way back, expand and open the chest, over the head. Your last 3, reach forward, over the head, tracing, expand your fingers, trace all the way back, pause, Come into reclined butterfly. Close down a moment and notice. Come to the other side. Your right hand goes all the way over, curling onto your left side. Reach forward. Draw all the way back into your T. And trace back the way you came. 2 more rounds. Reach forward. Open the chest. Take your gaze to your hand or to the ceiling. And come back to complete that round. Last one of the 3. Reach forward. Open your hands, stretch your fingers, and trace back the way you came. Your middle round. Reach forward. Bow and arrow to open. Over your head to complete. Reach forward. Bow and arrow. Over your head to complete. Last one. Reach forward. Open your hands. Over the rainbow to complete. Last 3. Reach forward. Open your hands, half circle back. Reach forward, over the head, and circle back to complete. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, open. Inhale starts movement. Exhale finishes. Draw across your chest, roll into reclined butterfly. Close down your eyes and take notice. Now to make that flow without any cues, I will do one of each of the flows. There you have your thoracic spine sequence, opening up of the chest, the shoulders, the neck and the upper back. I hope you enjoy this little flow. We often use it in our warm-up and our flow classes. So it's really nice, it's opening, it's soothing, lots of self-touch, which often we don't do anymore, and if you're on your own, it's a really nice thing to do. If you've had no other hug connection, we're being told at the moment that we're not allowed to hug our friends or go out. We're on day 2 of isolation, so it's a really nice self-soothing action to do. I'm wishing you a beautiful day in your home. Feel free to reach out. In fact, I love it when you connect. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to share with me, I'm always open and there to help you as much as I can. So wishing you a beautiful day from my heart to yours. Namaste.